You tryna come for me, I keep on flirting. Yeah. And he see me when I rest when I'm the company. It's you love it how I move you love it how I touch you, my one. When all is said and done.
There's a difference between being famous and being unforgettable. In this series, I dive into the emotional architecture of music and the artists behind it, while highlighting the pros and cons of entertainment. Hi, I'm Jazzy, and welcome to The Girly Critic. Here, we talk about the artists and their aesthetic and what makes them iconic and forever memorable. The way you talk about a person you love or once loved, with sincerity and honesty and musical insight with a girly take on it. Not everything is perfect, but everything meant something. The moments artists were professionally performing and truly just wanting people to feel their music and passion in it. The eras that didn't just soundtrack a time, but shaped the way we now understand pop culture and how important music is and why we connect with music and the artist's artistry. Music doesn't exist in a box. This isn't about hype or stand culture. It's about intention, vulnerability, restraint, and risk. About why certain albums and allure of certain artists keep pulling us back years later, and why others disappear the moment the trend moves on. We're studying culture, we're studying longevity. So get comfortable, relax, and let the music meet you where you actually are. I love music, and I love moments that captures your attention and leave you talking about it for good. But there's a huge difference between being what trends right now and being that woman that's iconic years from now. And those are not the same thing, because those two are completely different skill sets and legacy, and being iconic stands out more. So let's start with Ice Spice. She is branding. The aesthetic baddie energy is visually pleasing. The internet grab is attention-getting. The viral formula, she cracked it. But musically, it's giving cute, not layered. There's not a lot happening. The flow is repetitive and rarely changes. The vocal tone is monotone and stays in one pocket. The subject matter doesn't stretch beyond surface-level confident energy from what you already see from her. And listen, that works for a moment. It's fun, it's light, it's digestible, but longevity needs growth. Ice Spice is a trendy artist and relies heavy on the internet to cement her position as an artist in the music industry, but doesn't have that music that keeps you invested long enough to pick up what she's trying to convey in her music. While her aesthetic is pretty, you know she takes a lot of inspiration from Nicki Minaj, and she doesn't scream lyricist, and it can fade very fast of her because she raps about the same stuff and is not sharp, clever wordplay. It just makes girls feel good in their insecurities without a personal foundation and self-assurance in their femininity, and it's surface fun. It needs range, it needs storytelling, it needs a reason to revisit the music in 5 years besides a trend cycle. Right now, she's just a vibe. But a vibe isn't automatically a legacy. But here's the thing, if your entire foundation is vibe and virality, what happens when the internet gets bored? Longevity requires evolution, narrative depth, a centered perspective that matures. And right now, Ice Spice feels like a moment, a branded, executed moment, but not yet a legacy artist. Now, let's go over to Chloe Bailey. Talent, she can sing, she can produce. But sometimes it feels like she's pushing the intensity button a little too hard and overperforming to prove a point. Chloe Bailey is all over the place musically and in her image, and while she has talent, she doesn't truly trust herself musically to really calm down and be a girly with taste and sass at the same time. Her artistry sits between girlhood and try-hard. It's very, I am grown, I am powerful, I am that girl. But you should feel that without having to convince the public what your worth is musically, or let alone what your worth is, period. That happens when power feels effortless, when sensuality feels lived in instead of emphasized, when confidence whispers instead of shouts. It feels like she's performing intensity instead of resting in identity. And Chloe doesn't need to prove she's dynamic. She needs to relax into it and embrace herself more. There's this constant oscillation between softness and hypersexual power moves, between vulnerability and I'm proving something. Longevity loves subtlety. Longevity loves restraint. It loves clarity. It loves when an artist feels centered, like they're not trying to convince the audience they're grown, sexy, edgy, and powerful, but ultimately just embodying a certain security with being in your own lane without the approval of others. She just needs to calm down and work on her brand and aesthetic music improvement and settle into it. Now with Normani. Normani, the star quality, not really there. The danceability, clean. The visuals, worth taking a look at. The discipline, you can see the training. We've been waiting and waiting and waiting, but mystique without momentum is risky and can turn into absence. And when the music finally arrives, it sounds good, but not sharply defined and not distinctly hers. Normani doesn't have a grab your attention appeal, so that's how she can quickly fade, and then her marketing is off where you can't fully get into her music style and aesthetic, and it generically sounds the same. It's nice, but it's nothing new. There isn't a sonic fingerprint yet, and in this era, disappearing between releases without a crystal clear identity is dangerous. Longevity requires imprint, something that feels undeniably yours. Polish is not the same thing as presence, and presence is unforgettable. Now, let's talk about Victoria Monet. Victoria is talented, truly. She's a clever songwriter. She understands structure, she understands harmony. But here's my honest critique. I'm still waiting for the twist. Where's her edge? Her music feels like silk. It's nostalgic, it feels expensive, it feels curated. But sometimes it feels like she's inside the aesthetic and influence instead of reshaping it and expanding it. There's a lot of homage, a lot of beautifully executed references, particularly towards Janet Jackson and of Janet Jackson, and of course with Michael too. But I'm still, Michael Jackson that is, you guys. But I'm still waiting for that unmistakable stamp. That moment where I hear a record and say, oh, that's Victoria, nobody else could have done that. But it's not there. Where's the risk? Where's the moment where she flips the table gently, elegantly, but flips it nonetheless? Push it further. Surprise us. Take the risk. Because talent alone doesn't automatically translate to cultural imprint. Longevity requires distinction, a fingerprint, a sound or perspective that makes you irreplaceable. Right now, she feels like a perfectly curated mood board, but not yet disruptive. And disruption doesn't mean chaos. It means bold creative choices. It means pushing past safe beauty into something that can't be duplicated. Now enter Coco Jones. Her vocals are the real deal, not TikTok viral cute. She can sing live. That matters long term. When you look at her run after signing with Def Jam Recordings and the success of ICU, she proves she can. Coco has something foundational. Her voice is rich, emotional, warm, controlled but not stiff. When she sings, it feels anchored. It doesn't feel like she's performing womanhood. It feels like she's living in it. Her 2000s inspired R&B lane, that's actually smart. It's nostalgic but not dated, and feminine without being frantic, and that matters. Because here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Hyper-sexualized marketing can spike attention and get clicks, but it doesn't always build longevity, specifically with Black women. And it's also how the way you have to submit it and anchor it, aside from what you see other people doing, which is following a herd mentality, and it's not going to get you anywhere. And people can tell when you are desperate and trying too hard. Mystery ages well. Depth ages well. Restraint ages well. And vocal excellence age well. But even for Coco, it comes down to discipline, no chasing trends, no overexposure, no confusing branding shifts, and just steady evolution. Just taking it at her own pace instead of just cementing it in something else that automatically wouldn't even work for her. All she needs is to be in her own lane about it and let people be immersed in her authenticity, and she'll be fine. Strategic releases, clear branding, no oversaturation, and no trend chasing, just steady growth. Being a woman with foundation, that takes intention. Because longevity isn't loud, it's intentional. So when I look at Ice Spice, Chloe, Normani, Victoria Monet, and Coco Jones, it narrows down to one thing. They are all in an oversaturated industry trying to make do with what they have with the tools of what's left for them to keep momentum flowing now, regardless if it works or not. It shows that they are more willing to do why it takes to see, do why it takes to stay seen. I see different levels of engagement. Some feel like errors, not actual errors, but I'm saying eras. Some feel like experiments. Some feel like mood boards. So the real question isn't who's hot, it's who's anchored. Because glitter fades, virality fades, and mystique fades. But identity lasts. And legacy is the prettiest thing a woman can wear. The difference is clarity, identity, risk, and evolution. Some artists are moments and some are movements. And if we're being musically honest, not stand honest, not internet honest, but musically honest, the ones who thrive are the ones who build something deeper than aesthetic. So next time you're vibing to a track, ask yourself, is this a cute era or the start of a legacy? But foundation lasts. If you enjoyed this deep dive, take your time here. Like the video, subscribe if you want more thoughtful, emotionally grounded music conversations, and let me know in the comments what album you keep returning to, even when you don't fully understand why. There's always another story hiding in the sound. Well, that's all, folks. Have a happy rest of your day. Bye.